Hey guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Charles Vicious, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how I made the October Bootcamp e-flyer with my smartphone in Pixellab. Alright, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also leave a comment below. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to work on is my background. I'm going to change the color from black, from that color to black, and the color code is 232323. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to add text and click and type in Pixellab, Pixellab, then increase the size. I think 265 will do. Alright, let's just work on the font first. So the font will determine the size I'm going to use. So the font I use is Demi Avant Demi Regular. Okay, so I think 265 will do then. 265. Then use your relative position tool and click on this to align it to the center. Okay, so then I'm going to turn on my grid, and for the grid I'm using horizontal guide 3 and vertical guide 3 as well. Okay, so what I want to do is to place 2 of those text here and 2 here. Just follow me carefully. So then I'm going to copy. Before copying, reduce the opacity to 2, down to 2. Yes, so you can turn off your grid now. Copy, bring it beneath it. Use your relative position to turn on your grid again to ensure you've not gone far or passed beyond the center line. Okay, so we're going to copy it again and bring it down. Use your relative position to copy it again and do likewise. Okay, I think we're fine here. So now select the 4 of those designs and click on this. Then you're going to click on this again. Then you're going to align to the center by clicking on this. I just did that. Okay, so I think we're fine. So lock your files. Don't forget to lock your files. So the next thing I'm going to do is to import the picture I'm going to be using for this design. So quickly, let me just do that. Basically, so this is the picture I'm going to be using for this design. And so for me, the color is kind of opposite to the design and the color I want to use in this design. So I'm going to be working on the color. I'm going to reduce the hue to -180, the saturation to 180, and the brightness to -29, so it can blend with my background. Or let's just use 30. Yes, I think 29 is fine. Okay, so now I'm going to increase the size. The size is 102. Okay, I think let's see now. Okay, perfect. So turn on your grid. Then you're going to bring it. Use your relative position tool. Don't forget that you must always work with that. Take it to the center. Then use your position tool to bring it a little beneath. Okay, just a little beneath the center line. Okay, so I think that's fine. So let's make it look more realistic by adding shadow to it. So increase the blur radius to the extreme, then the offset to 81 will be fine. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity. Okay, I think this is fine. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to add text again, and that's Pixellab. So we're going to increase the size to 175. Let's just stay with 175. Then we're going to change the font to Avant Demi Regular as well. Now, right under this grid, now you want to work with this first horizontal grid here. This one. Okay, so you're going to make it go up a little bit. Yeah, I think we're fine with that. Then use your relative position to bring you to the center. Then you're going to copy the same text. Don't forget to lock your files, please. So copy, then edit and type in free course. Now you're going to reduce the size, and you're going to be using okay, how do I even explain that? Okay, so you're going to use these grid lines. So how you turn on this is bring your grid line here to this extreme, then this one here to this extreme. So then you're going to align to this extreme. So then you're going to align this free course bootcamp to that size. Okay, I think before we do this size, let's just work on the stroke. So let's work on the stroke. Turn on your stroke, then go to gradient. We are working with this, and the color code is we're using this, and this is the third box here, and the color code for this is FF9700, while the color code for this is FF1104. Okay, so then I'm going to increase the stroke width to 30. Okay, so now we can align it with the Pixellab test. So let's just increase the size until it fits. So let's use relative position to see into that. I think we need to add just 109. Okay, I think this is perfect. So use your relative position to the center, but then sometimes you need to use your optical ISO. It's not always correct every time, so bring it under it just a little bit. Okay, so I think we are fine with that. So next thing I'm going to work on is to copy the same text, copy, then change the stroke color this time to white. Okay, so we're going to bring it right on this one. Yes, okay, so I'm going to bring it just now. You can turn off your grid to ensure you have ease. Okay, so I think let's just work with this. All right, so I think we are fine. All right, so we're just fine with that. So what we're going to do next is to copy the same, then remove the stroke, and this time around we're changing the color, using gradient to this, and we're bringing it directly on this. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we need to do some work on this white stroke. Let's just reduce the size to 105. Okay, yes, then bring this and reduce this to 105 as well. Now work with your relative tool, but then I think it's not correct for this, so just use your eyes and your head as well. Okay, so I think to make it look very realistic, you're going to work with by adding shadow to it. Reduce the opacity and the offset to 4, and the blur radius to 2. Okay, all right, so then the gradient style, let's just work on the gradient style. Okay, I think it's this boss, that's the second boss. Let's work with the second boss. All right, so I think we're fine with this. So then now we're working on our bootcamp. So what I'm going to do is to copy this, change the color to white, and type in bootcamp. So don't forget, we want to align this to what we have here. So increase the size until it's aligned with this line that we have here. You can use your relative tool So then you can increase the size, continue to increase the size on its. So okay, I think we need to reduce the size a little bit. I think let's leave it at that then. Okay, then we'll take it to the back. All right. I'm sorry, I think we really did not work on the shadow of the bag. So let's work on the shadow of the bag. I'm wondering why it's that obvious. So we'll reduce the opacity. I thought I reduced it, I don't know. But then just reduce the opacity to something around this area. So I think we are fine with this. So this is basically how I came about the design. So some other things we need to adjust, I'm just seeing this now, is I think as you can see here, the Pixellab that's underneath, you find that it's touching the extreme of both sides. So let's just do that for the ones that we have here. I think let's start with the one we have at the top. So increase the size, then to the center, you can take it up a little bit. So let me just do the same thing for all of these stuffs. Alright, so I think we're fine with this. So the next thing we want to do now is to type in October 22nd to 24th. We're bringing it here, then we'll change the font. Now for this I used two different fonts, and what I did was to, please note this, what I did here. So then I changed the font to make this thin weight. I used Avant-Garde STDBK. Then for this I use Demi. So then we're going to reduce the size to 29. Then now I am going to work with the tool, but then I think it's not kind of very fine for me, so I did a little adjustment by bringing it down here. So I think this size is fine. Okay, so the next thing we need to work on now is to, alright, so the next thing we're going to do is to add type in Gain Mastery as a smartphone graphics designer, and I'm going to work on it until it comes. So let's change the font. The font I used is STD, that's Avant-Garde STD MD. Okay, so let's just work on this. I'm coming, I think. Alright, so then I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, let's continue to reduce the size. And it's the perfect shape I'm trying to assume. Okay, so all I did was to change the alignment to center. Alright, so I think the size, let's just reduce the size a little bit. I think 18 is fine. So we're bringing it here, that's right after the P. Then so I'm just going to add the rest of the details, and that's all with the design. So I'm just going to import the PNG files of the remaining details. You've seen how I made all of those stuff in my previous design, so let me just do that quickly. So then I think the size is 99. Okay, so this is perfect. So we're going to use the relative position tool and take it up a little bit. So this is perfect. Alright, so this was all about the design. So the next thing we're going to do is to save it. With a very good resolution. That's 4000 by 4000. So that's going to give our design a very good quality. So then once we're done with this, we're going to take this design to Pixellab. That was how I added the ripple effect. So let's just do that quickly. Alright, so this is a Pixellab. Now I'm going to drop a link in my under this video so you can download the application for Play Store, or simply go to Play Store and type in Pixellab. So then what I'm going to do is to click on this plus and click on all photos, then go to the folder the design is on your phone, and just pick the design. Alright, so the next one I'm going to do is to just come down to mask, scroll down to mask, and ripple. You have a number of them here. I know you're just seeing this for the first time, some of you, and you're like, wow, so we have something like this. So this is what I use simply for the design. RPL8, yes, it was this. Then you click on it again, like you click on the effect, then I reduce the opacity to 50. Then the blend mode was screen. Ensure you don't change it from screen. Then you can go ahead and just tilt it. So this was all about the design, and this was how the design was made. Yeah, so you click on this to save it to your gallery. So save to gallery. So we have a beautiful design here. We just made a design again. So I believe this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and also leave a comment.